most popular comic book in the world today is coming to life. Sneak preview of X-Men this Saturday morning on Fox.
All right, folks, welcome. Saturday morning cartoon, rolling on with Pops, hanging out with you, talking about cartoons, talking about our memories, X-Men animated series. We're going to do that now. Check out later Batman animated series. We're doing that one as well. And got to be honest, on this one, we're just going to jump right to showing off some stuff here, getting right to the story, catching you up in case you're not familiar with the Phoenix Saga and the Jean Grey, and it was the defeat of the Shire Empire. And then, of course, it embodies Jean. Of course, then there's a separation. We think Jean is fine. Of course, she is not fine. The Phoenix is still there, sort of in like a hibernation. Then it's sort of kind of manifesting itself. Then you have the introduction of, well, it's the Hellfire Club. I'm not calling them by whatever nonsense they're calling them, this inner circle thing, but they're the Hellfire Club, right? And what they do is they think they can try to manipulate Jean, control the Phoenix, hijack that power for themselves and their own agenda. Of course, that's not going to do well because the Phoenix has a mind of its own, right? It's a very powerful being. It has a mind of its own. So we have a little brief recap. We get a little bit of that. And you can see right off the bat, just beautiful animation. I mean, this is just incredible. And I really love the fact that they really use a lot of details in the facial features and the hair and things like that to really show opposites of when Jean has like soft features. It's sort of like shoulders are down, whereas Phoenix is got a lot of very sharp edges, a strong jawline, a lot of dark colors, things like that. So just really think just the animation just is top notch in this. And this is definitely done as well. So basically we ended up with the battle. Basically the Phoenix is obviously much stronger than all of them. There is still sort of a psychic connection with Scott. We don't get a lot of intricate details on that. And then we of course get all this set up where basically they don't know exactly what to do, and they have this sort of battle, and basically she's just, this is who Phoenix is now. She has control. She's controlling Jean. She's putting down the X-Men with ease. All of those kind of elements are kind of coming into play. And then she sort of like exits the scene. And then you have a cutaway to the Shire Empire, to Lalandra and the others who are monitoring the situation. And they see how Phoenix goes into the sun. So that's kind of what happens here. And instead of being extinguished or killed by going into the sun, it's actually absorbing power. It's becoming stronger. So now that kind of raises a red alert for them, right? And then we kind of cut away. Again, this is it's a lot of simplicity that takes up some time. So this is actually a very, very short episode. It's like 19 minutes. The sequence that we've already been through, we're already at the halfway mark of this episode. So it is, I don't want to say nothing happens. It's just like the battle sequences is like, 5 to 6 minutes with them talking around it. The back and forth with Scott is all taking place. The Shire Empire stuff's happening. You got another few minutes that are surrounding all that before we kind of get this idea with this connection with Scott, or if she's going to return to Earth, right? They don't exactly know what to do here. And you have a little bit of this here where you kind of see they're trying to do some experimentation. Can they contain her? Can they get to Jean? And Beast is trying to come up with his invention. And Jean, of course, visits her childhood home. And I really love this. Like I said before, the animation I think is great. And you can see Jean really just transforming back into this, sweet, sensitive, innocent mutant that's trying to find her way in all of this. Just thought it was just fantastically done. And again, this is one of the best comic book story arcs. And so the fact that it is fantastic, it should not be a shock. So again, when you see this is the band that they have on her head. And they're trying to figure out a way to separate, make Jean not be the best host. That, of course, is not going to work out. And then they eventually have a shot where they're going to try to see. This is one of the best moments of the whole thing, where you have Wolverine.
Stop her now.
I can't.
He can't do it. So then they cut back to Phoenix, who's kind of like mocking them, like, listen, you had your chance, you couldn't do it, you're weak, you're pathetic. And of course, it's more of with Professor X intervening, invading the mind, trying to create some sort of gap for Jean to sort of emerge and contain the Phoenix. But of course, about the time they get to that resolved and that resolution, because she's pushing back against that, of course, and you have sort of like this mind battle inside with Charles, and he's so powerful. And again, this is one of the running things you're going to find with all of X-Men, especially the show, is what we do with Professor X. He's so powerful. And we have to find things for him to do, so it makes a story go by too fast. So as it kind of wraps up and we have sort of a resolution for the X-Men, I love the fact that you have these scenes because the Phoenix destroys the chair. This shot of Charles basically being held by Rogue, which is just weird in every possible way. The Lalandra and the other members of the Shi'ar Empire there, and they're basically there to take Jean. Like, there's no separation to them. They don't look at it as Jean and Phoenix. It's just one entity, and they're there to collect. So that's kind of where we're going to pick up now with the Phoenix Saga next time. Again, a great Chris Claremont story. The animation is fantastic. This is probably the best adaptation we're ever going to see because the story is very complicated, very deep with a lot of elements. We've seen Dazzler, Hellfire Club, characters coming in, leaving. To do this to the screen, it's almost like an epic 2 films, maybe. I don't even know. I don't even know that it has enough action elements that would really be interesting because it's just the Phoenix is just so powerful. It's just like pushing back but winning, pushing back but winning. Then you have the mind stuff. I don't know. It's one of those that I'm just happy focusing more on what the animated series have done over the course of the 3 seasons to get to this point. And if we take it all collectively, maybe there should be I don't know if again, they're bad at marketing, right? But maybe there should be a disc. It's just the Phoenix Saga episode. So you've got all these different ones kind of pieced together. That'd be something that'd be kind of cool to recommend to be able to get everybody caught up. So that's it. That's my thoughts on this. I'm Pops. Enjoy your Saturday morning cartoons. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.
Saturday mornings are turning fantastic. The movie Slobbering Beethoven has his own series. Fantastic. Then Disney's Great Adventure comes to CBS. Fantastic. All new Aladdin.
Skeletor! With He-Man gone, the magic of Orko will be mine. Prince Adam, we gotta get out of here now!
Skeletor, Orko, Prince Adam, and He-Man figures each sold separately.
Help! Help, Prince Adam! Looks like a job for He-Man. Trick's on you, bone face. Yarg!
Prince Adam and Orko with Coin Trick, new from the Masters of the Universe collection, each sold separately. Other action figures also sold separately from Mattel.
Would that be my spider sense returning? What's that? He's back. Way to go. Don't let those overgrown tin men keep you down. What? Just too many of the big guys for you, buddy. What? Hold on tight.
Can Spidey handle the Sentinel's blast?
Whoa.
Grab a copy of this month's Spider-Man. Marvel Comics, it's mayhem for your mind.